Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Amirah binti Muhammad Zain from KBA1. My friend and I will present our research proposal titled The Effect of Crime Movies Towards Teenagers' Behaviour. Before that, let me introduce my group members, which is FASIHAH binti GHANI, RODHIAH binti JAMIRI, ANIQAH binti ABDUL, and FAQIHAH binti ZAKARIA. And we are from Group 14. Alright, our topic is the effect of crime movies towards teenagers' behavior. As we know, some movies of the media entertainment industry are considered as good movies because it conveys good messages at the end. But there are a lot of time considered as immoral movies, and crime movies is one of the popular genre among the viewers these days. According to BINTE, crime movies is a drama or story about the investigation of crime by authority. Teenagers' behavior change when they watch too many movies. Sometimes we have good behavioral impacts on teenagers. On the other hand, some programs can increase the risk of negative behavior. In conclusion, teenagers spend time more on watching movies. Content such as crime movie may affect their behavior. So in this study, researchers is going to see on how crime movies can affect a teenager's mind development and behavior.
Next, problem statement. Nowadays, media are exposed to different genres and being watched by all ages. According to Dominic and Greenberg, some researchers have found that child is most exposed to media abuse as a response to conflict. While Bailey said, the harsh and violent scene seen by teenagers will trigger new ideas for them to see and practice without being monitored by people. According to Muhammad Saleh, research has also found that serious exposure to video violence may cause problems, especially in social behavior.
Our research objective is to study the effect of crime movies toward teenagers' behavior. Second, to compare the behavior between teenagers who have been exposed and have not been exposed to the crime movies. And the third one, to determine the cause of teenagers being influenced by the crime movie.
The research question for this study is: first, what is the effect of crime movies toward teenagers' behavior? Second, what is the differences of behavior between two groups of teenagers who have been exposed and have not been exposed by crime movies? Third, what is the cause of teenagers being influenced by crime movies?
Okay, first we go to the significant research. So in this significant research, television has approved to be the most powerful platform in the representation of crime movies. Okay, the research is conducted to know the effect and behavior changes between the teenagers who get exposed with crime movies and with the teenagers who didn't get exposed with crime movies. Okay, then we go to the scope of the study. The researcher has chosen to limit this study to know the effects of crime movies toward teenagers' behavior. So we plan to do the research and to conduct the study at Taman Suliana 2, Seremban, Negeri Sembilan. And the researcher targeted the teenager between ages of 12 until 24 years old. Okay, so for chapter summary, starting from in this chapter, we starting from the understanding of the topic, and then followed by the statement of the problem. Researcher also has given the number of research question, and as well as the objective to be the guideline of the studies. Then researcher also put the limitation on who the study will be conducted on.
Based on previous research, there are many discussions regarding this issue. Television crime movies and shows are very popular all over the world. The most important concern in the debate about media violence has been whether it promotes aggressive behavior among viewers, especially for young audience. Heavy exposure to screen violence can make people become both fearful of the world around them and more accepting of violence in their real life as displayed by others. Hope and Erin has conducted a study on 316 children about children's attitudes towards violence on television. They had found that the only variable that predicted children's attitudes toward violence on television was the number of hours spent watching television. This study was supported by Wickman. Children who watch more television are being vicariously exposed to more videos. The consistent finding is that children who see the violent film clip behave more aggressively toward each other or toward surrogate objects. In summary, there are relations between the observation of dramatic television or violence film and the aggressive behavior. Evidence from field studies has clearly shown that the amount of television and violence film by children is positively related to children's aggressiveness.
Alright, now we look at the conceptualization. In this study, we have three concepts, which is crime movies, teenagers, and behavior. In this study, crime movies are focused on that related to threatening aggression, physical fight, gangster, robbery, and others. Sometimes this happens because of some uncensored scene. For teenagers, the researcher focused on teenagers aged from 12 until 24 because their desire to try new things make them imitate things easily. Lastly, behavior. We focus on long-term and short-term exposure that lead to someone's behavior. Short-term exposure related to physically and verbally, while long-term, for example, abuse. Next, we move to the theories. Based on previous studies, cultivation theory and cognitive theory are theories that widely used by researchers. Cultivation theory, according to Nancy, where televisions and movie contribution made in to know viewers' perception on reality that lead to the behavior. According to Gross, heavy viewer which is spend more time watching movie or television are exposed more to crime. Second, social cognitive theory. According to Bandura, it is focused on psychological change from movies, effect that can make individual behavioral change because of they are exposed too much to movie. There are three factors that are related to each other: personal, environment, and these two are lead to factor number 3, which is behavior. So in this study, these two theories are the most suitable theories that related to effect of crime movies towards teenagers.
In this chapter 3, it is about methodology. We will explain about research design and framework, research methodology, sampling procedure, data collection, data analysis, and lastly, validity and reliability. Firstly, the research design and framework. The purpose of this study is to achieve the objective and research questions in this research. Data collection was made using quantitative method through questionnaire instrument. We will be conducting 4 sections. For Section A, it will be more focused on demography, while Section B, C, and D will be more focused on Likert scale to achieve our objectives. Secondly, research methodology. As we will use quantitative method in this research, according to Sugiono, quantitative method is scientific approach based on positivism theory as it used for population research or simple and been taken randomly. In this research, researcher will obtain questionnaire and distribute to residents of Taman Suliana 2, Seremban.
Next, we go to the sampling procedure. The research will be conducted with residents of Taman Suliana 2, Seremban. 92 numbers of residents among the teenagers who are 12 until 24 years old will be selected. The number of participants that have been selected, we have decided by using Fisher-Morgan table. In this residency, about 40 houses contain 2 until 3 numbers of teenagers. So, the researchers numbered them first before picking up randomly to make a survey. Next, pre-test data collection. The data will be collected by using questionnaire. The researcher will use 2 ways to separate this survey. Firstly, by using a hard copy of forms and online version of forms by using Google Forms. As this research is using sample random sampling, so the researcher will establish that form only for the selected person only. The researcher will go to the house to make a survey and will give Google form link by social media application, which is WhatsApp. The data will be recorded to make sure there is no short in the number of participants that have filled in the form. Next, data analysis. The data will be analyzed after we get enough number of respondents. The researcher will interpret the data by using a point. There is 4 points overall. The purpose of each point is to make the data easier to analyze. We will analyze the data by using SPSS. The researcher will interpret the data into a table and a chart if it needed.
Okay, next we go to the validity and reliability. Okay, so the purpose of reliability is to show the pattern of the data. So in this research, the researcher used Chrome batch alpha to know the reliability of the study, because Chrome batch alpha is considered to be a major scale of reliability. Okay, next for chapter summary for this topic, this chapter has identified the research design and framework to ensure the objective and research question are achieved well. The researcher also decided to use the quantitative as the data collection tool. Based on this is because the researcher used questionnaire to obtain data. So when we use the questionnaire, we follow the Clichy-Morgan guideline, which is the sample of the study is 92 respondents only.